All right, hello everybody, good evening. We should be live on all platforms, and as you maybe see in the title, we are today going to talk about TikTok's new payout structure in the US and a few other countries called Scaled Live Rewards. What is this system? Why are people complaining? What is the drama involved? Is there any benefits? What are the negatives? So as per usual, this is a live stream where I'm just going to take any questions alongside discussing the latest topics related to live streaming. And like I say, Scaled Live Rewards is basically the topic that is on everyone's mind this February because yeah, it's an interesting one. So let's just dive straight in. And the main source is this page here. So for at least for anybody not in the US, right? Because I'm not in the US, so this was my source of information as well as various posts on social media. So let's just start by discussing what is Scaled Live Rewards. Well, basically, as you guys maybe know beforehand, typically you guys get a 50-50 split for your TikTok Live diamonds, right? So that usually means you, in the past, like before February, for US creators, you basically got 0.5 cents per diamond. So that was the, no questions asked. That was the payout system. If somebody sends you a rose, you get 0.5 cents. Somebody sends you a larger gift, you get 0.5 cents per diamond. And that's how the system used to work. But how it's working now, it was a new system called Scaled Live Rewards, which is much more confusing and I think on average will result in people getting a much lower payout. So here's the screenshots which I've sourced from Reddit. And we can't really zoom in on them for some reason. Let's see if we can zoom in on here. No, Red's been weird. Okay, you guys can probably see it anyway. So basically what happens is, theoretically, your cut could be as low as 20%. Now, it usually won't be as low as 20%, but I still think overall on average, for the average creator, your cut's probably going to be lower than 50%. So as you can see here, Scaled Live Rewards scales up based on hitting different incentives and different metrics in your live stream. So the first one is live duration, scaling from only 20% of your diamonds, of the value of your diamonds, if you stream less than 5 minutes, up to if you stream 25 or more minutes, 38%. Now that does combine with something else, which we'll show you from the weekly missions in a second, but also new followers, 1 to 2, up to 5. So anywhere from 1% to 2%, that adds up to that. So basically, if you get no followers, you've already lost up to 2% of your diamonds. And then we have the weekly missions. We'll come back to this at the bottom, by the way, in a second, because as you saw, there was something mentioned at the bottom there as well. So then we have the weekly missions. So valid go live days, basically if you stream once, it adds on 6%. So if you stack that with the 38% here, if you stream 25 minutes once a week, you're at least guaranteed 44% of any diamonds that you get, right? That's still less, that's still worse than 50%. If you stream twice, that goes up to 46%. Again, 8 plus 38, 46%. And then content engagement, so active team members. And I think these bottom two is where the newer creators, which is most of TikTok Live, like most people are entry-level creators on TikTok Live. This is where they're going to struggle. Active team members, greater than 10, 1%, greater than 100, 1.5%, greater than 2,000, which seems very high, 2%. And then creator league, if you surpass your highest ever league, you gain 3%. If you stay in an A league, basically, you gain
Jackatron
1%.
says just finished work, perfect timing.
Hello, Jackatron. How's it going? I didn't even know I had TTS enabled. Let's have a look. What about TTS settings on? I'll set it to a dot. You can still use the TTS. I think I was just playing around with it. Yeah, it's set for mods. Yeah, you can still use the TTS if you want, Jackatron. Just type a dot before you message. I didn't mean to have it set to everybody. Anyway, hello, Jackatron. How's it going? Good timing indeed. Anyway, yes, and maybe I'll mention TTS later because I did release my Tickfinity 2025 guide. So basically, this is the scenario. This is what's happening, and this is the blog post. I think I've put it in the description on YouTube that TikTok wrote a few days ago. At least they actually wrote something, right? That often they don't even share information like this. This is the blog post that TikTok wrote about Scaled Live Rewards. I had a lot of thoughts. And as you guys maybe know, I have a free email newsletter, and I sent out my thoughts already to the people who read the newsletter. So again, just a little plug for it, right? But I strongly suggest you guys come check out my newsletter. This is the link to it. It's the join link up here. I always just send out my thoughts whenever there's some news going on. So let me basically just share my thoughts on this Scaled Live Reward system, and there's a few other things to share as well. Again, this whole thing is kind of crazy. let's talk about it. Let's just start. I'm just going to start by just double checking the stream has properly gone live everywhere. I think it has. I think we're good. Yeah, as far as I can see, we're fine. Right. So yeah, let me share my thoughts, and this is basically what I wrote on the newsletter. So for those of you who read it, you'll know these thoughts. So the problem is, like, TikTok already had an industry low split. The 50-50 split is an industry low, right? It kind of matches Twitch, but even Twitch beats it with the Plus program. So you can work basically towards subscriber goals on Twitch, and they'll raise you to 60-40 and then 70-30. If you hit certain subscriber goals with the Plus program, you have to gain Plus points. And that's how Twitch works. Of course, YouTube is 70-30 for memberships and super chats. And as we all know, Kick is 95.5 on subscriptions. So it's an industry low already from TikTok being 50-50, but I think it's going to be more like 48-52 for a lot of smaller content creators. And these are the people who are really being hit by this, the smaller content creators on TikTok. Hello, Harry, by the way. Is it fellow Harry in one of the chats? Hope you do well. Right, so here's one of the problems. And I wrote this in the newsletter. Any breaches of the rules may reduce your cut by up to 20%. And that's on this one. Again, it wouldn't let me expand this, but it says content quality adjustment, right? So you get a 0 to 20% penalty depending on the seriousness of any violation of the live monetization guidelines and the community guideline. Now, the problem is, again, as I wrote in my free email newsletter, I'll keep plugging it, right? If you guys want to stay updated, that's the best place to stay updated. The problem with that, it looks like we've hit the goal on the Art Live tutorial stream. Thank you very much, Olav. Hope you know well. The problem with that, the live monetization guidelines, the community guidelines, as we all know, they've never been fairly or equally enforced. Some of the rules are vague, like especially around gifting, and TikTok's AI is a very poor moderation of your live stream, right? It's often over the top, restricts you for no reason, right? So I actually showed an example from Ice Talks. Again, I'm basically reiterating what I put in my newsletter. Let me show you guys. You need to check everything in here as PG before I show it. Yep, it's fine. He wasn't really swearing. He says, I just got demonetized on my live for playing The Sims. Went from 40% to 20%. And 40% is already bad enough, isn't it? Right? So his community paid $10 for a Galaxy and he got $2 for it, right? Like, no viewer realistically expects like $2 expects the streamer to get $2 if they've spent $10 to support you. I just saw that notification come through. I didn't see what the notification said. I'll pull it up and check it in a second. I don't have the Streamlabs notifications currently enabled. Anyway, yeah. So that's just a real-time example of how this new scaled live reward system basically cuts up to 20% of your gift income if it thinks you've violated the rules, but clearly it did it incorrectly that time. Hello, Beat Technician, how's it going? So if someone gets bananaed, they'll get up to 20% removed. Yeah. So I mean, the example from Ice Talks was good there, right? If a Galaxy if the viewer pays $10 for a Galaxy, instead of him getting $4, he ended up with $2. And of course, again, he's being restricted for no reason, effectively, right? So it was B Technician subscribing on YouTube. So thank you, B Technician, for the YouTube sub. That was what popped up. Yeah, it's wild, and a lot of people have been complaining. We'll cover that in a second. I mean, first of all, let me just cover the other reason that I wrote in the newsletter why I think it's controversial. It's just the fact that not everyone can hit the goals, and I mentioned it just before, right? This is really shafting the casual creator, right? If you're like a top 1% streamer, you're probably going to manage to, like, you know, you can reach the A League, you can maintain A League, you can have 2,000 team members, right? But 2,000 team members on TikTok Live is tough for most people, including me, right? I don't stream much anymore. Even when I did stream, 2,000 team members probably would have been tough. And that gets you an additional 2%, the 2,000 team members. Well, maybe we'll say it's additional 0.5% if you go from 100 to 2,000, but still, even 100 can be tough, right? The problem is, as I wrote in the closing thoughts on the newsletter, Never charge for something that was previously free, right? They're effectively charging, like making you work harder for something that was previously free. That is always the problem when you do stuff like this. What they should have done is that, like I wrote in the newsletter, is Twitch's copied Twitch's Plus program, where you start on 50-50 and then you work up to 70-30, or if you want to be conservative, work up to 60-40, but put everyone on a base of 50-50. Realistically, let's say everyone's streaming 25 minutes, they're on a base of 45-56 now instead of 50-50. So they've lowered the base by 6%, right? And of course that's going to add up to millions over time, right? For like all TikTok live streamers combined. They should have started on 50-50 and then added these incentives on top for getting followers, streaming a certain amount of time, team members, creator leagues, right? If you hit all these different targets, then go up to 60-40 and then 70-30, right? That's the way it should have done, because as I said before, it's already an industry low. Tens up, hello. West, hello. Again, if you guys want to see what's on the screen, WG_Mojo, TikTok Live with Harry. I am just on the phone cameras at live tutorials. If somebody sends a rose, well, I mean, again, theoretically, right? Theoretically, Jacktron, in a worst case scenario, you can get a 0% cut. Of course, it's a little bit of a silly scenario, but like if you stream less than 5 minutes and get a restriction during those 5 minutes, right? That restricts 20% of your income. Well, if we look back here, less than 5 minutes is a 20% cut, right? So therefore, if you then get restricted and again down here, 20% removed, you're now getting a 0% cut. The worst case scenario with the new scaled live reward system is a 0% gift cut. And that's just not acceptable in any scenario, right? That is crazy. Even if it's an edge case, which will probably hardly ever happen, right? But you know, imagine if you've just got a short amount of time to go live. You think, oh, I'll go live for 5 minutes to talk to my community, right? And somebody sends you a big gift, and then TikTok restricts you for no reason, which happens sometimes, right? You might end up with nothing, right? Like literally nothing. Like imagine you boot up your live stream, and somebody sends you a TikTok Live Universe, but you don't have much time. So then you end the live stream, but you found that somebody had falsely reported you, and they've removed 20% of your income. The TikTok Live Universe is then 0% instead of however much it should be. However much you usually cash it out for. It's like $130 or something like that. Hello, Cal. How's it going? I mean, yeah. What on earth am I exactly, right? So we've always said, right? I've always said. I think Jacktron and anybody else has heard me say it, right? TikTok Live is a poorly organized, understaffed, billion-dollar company. That's what I've always said, right? Because all those three things are true at the same time. We're not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by anything TikTok does, but I'm always disappointed, right? And that let me just lead on with the tweets, because that is not the that is not the only insane thing. That is not the only insane thing I've heard from TikTok this month, this week, right? So look at this tweet. Sorry, X post. Look at this X post. So I'm quoting this video. I'm quoting from Quit the Build. This is a direct quote from him. A new directive was put out that creators are not allowed to consume any liquid on stream, including water. Now, I asked the TikTok Live agency owner, and they confirmed to me that this is true. So let's break the rules, right? You watching TikTok? You watching? Right? Here you go. I just broke the TikTok Live rules. Let's break them again. I've got a different drink. Let's break them again. Cheers. Cheers. Rules broken. Does that sound sensible, guys? Does it sound reasonable? Not accurate info. So Kathy says it's not accurate info. I hope it's not accurate. But it was mentioned by both Quit the Build here, right? And this is
allowed. It was put
well,
out.
maybe we can just listen to it, right? So
the mental health of the streamer. A new directive was put out today that streamers are no longer allowed to consume any kind of liquid on stream, including water. Water bottle doesn't matter.
right. So I mean, according to Quit the Bill, again, I confirmed this with an agency owner who claimed to me that was true as well, right? They can't block you from drinking water. It's a human right. I have to remind you guys that TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. Do you think China cares about human rights? They don't, right? I'm not trying to be racist, but I guarantee you, if TikTok was a purely American company, there would not be crazy statements like this. I would not have to put out crazy X-posts tweets like this, right? I hope it's not true, but an agency owner who I've had a good relationship with told me it's true, right? So let's break the rules again, because I am thirsty. This is, for anyone interesting, we're breaking the rules by drinking Coke Zero cherry flavor. So cheers. It is insane. Insane is the key word, as I put in this tweet here. Insane is the key word for this live stream. It is this combined with this, this is insane, right? Now, as I mentioned, TikTok is a poorly organized company, clearly understaffed. The staff themselves are overworked. Again, guys, I've been streaming and observing TikTok live for basically 5 years now. Almost 5 years, like 4 years and 8 months or something. And it's not changed in that time. It's been poorly organized all that time. So I mean, this is what needs to happen, right? It's probably not going to happen, right? It just astounds me how incompetent this guy appears to be. This is not the first time I've said this. And for those who can't see this tweet, I've put the CEO of TikTok should resign. He does not know how to structure a company competently. And that has been clear all the time. For the stream key question, Zinc, look in my bio. Pretty simple. And anybody else for the stream key question, look in the description, the bio. Just click the link tree in the bio. Jess says, are you a gamer? I am a gamer, Jess. Although I don't stream games. That was what I used to do, but I basically stream about and talk about streaming. To put it simply now. What's it with the percentage retained? I don't get it. Please context. We don't have that here. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? What I'm currently talking about, scaled live rewards, is in the US and a few other countries. I think it's certain like. Oh, here we go. Yeah, who's eligible? Here, it's explained here, and this link is in the YouTube description, by the way. It's in the US, Philippines, Belarus, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Georgia, Armenia, Nigeria, and Kenya. Again, alongside the US. So it's just a random collection of like Central Asian countries. Belarus, like what? And Philippines. That basically the most. The only European country still with a dictator, Belarus, minus Russia, of course. Let's not talk about Russia. Let's not get sidetracked. That's a whole other live stream. Yeah, this is the countries it's in. But as we've always observed, guys, with TikTok Live, they test things on certain users on certain countries and then roll it out everywhere. So you guys can almost 100% expect scaled live rewards to come to whatever country you're in. And again, I'm in the UK. It doesn't affect me right now. So I kind of had to piece some of this information together. And like speaking of piecing information, are you guys using AI chatbots? Let me just show you an example. So XAI, this is on Twitter and it's just on grok.com as well. They released Grok 3, which is now the world's best AI chatbot, and it actually kind of it's very helpful. Like in terms of stuff like this, it helped me gather all the information that I then wrote into this article, and that I'm then using on this live stream. So if you guys aren't using AI, just use it to gather information. Like I just used the deep search earlier today on Grok XAI. again, you can use this on Twitter or on grok.com. And it's basically like summarized everything. It's broadly got it correct. Like the 40% isn't quite correct. Like I said, you could theoretically get 20% or 0% if you get a restriction. It's broadly got it correct, and it's like summarized people's reactions. Yeah, there was a change. Someone made a change.org petition. Let's pull it up. I think I linked it here. Where did I link it? It's only got like 30 things. Like this, I don't. My personal opinion. Like, good luck to SB, whoever you are. I don't see petitions. Petitions don't usually do much. What might help is the agency owners talking to TikTok Live. So I hope the agency owners are making their thoughts heard to TikTok Live. No, I'll probably never do customs again. It's awful. I earned 12 cents the other day. Yep, that is the overriding emotion there, really. Anyway, just back to the thought on AI and chatbots. It's extremely useful for summarizing information. As if you guys are trying to find something out, instead of thinking Google, think of an AI chatbot like ChatGPT, or again, this Grok is ranked as the #1 chatbot in the world. I mean, let's cover what Jackatron just said right now, right? Because it's a good point. So give me a second. I'll pull up the usual example here. And Jackatron's probably seen me do this before. Maybe he can predict what I'm about to do, but give me a second. I'm just going to pull it up. Okay. Right, so let's see. So this is at Team YouTube on X. Let's go in their replies, right? If you guys ever have any issue on YouTube, just talk to at Team YouTube on X, right? They replied 9 seconds ago, then 10 seconds ago, then 49 seconds ago, then a minute ago, then a minute ago. You get the point, right? Then 2 minutes ago. This is at TikTok support. Replies. They replied 20 hours ago. Excuse me. 21 hours ago. Then on February the 7th. That's 13 days ago. And then on February the 7th. You guys get the point, right? TikTok is, again, where's the tweet? Back to this one. TikTok, the TikTok CEO, this is his responsibility. He does not know how to competently structure a company, right? This is one of many examples. This is a competently structured company responding 3 times every minute to support questions. This is an incompetently structured company responding 3 times every month, more or less, to people's support questions, right? And this is just a single example of how poorly organized TikTok is, and the mess of this scaled live reward system. The mess of this system is just similar again. StreamKey. Anyone asking about StreamKey? Click the link in my bio. Click the link tree in my bio. It says StreamKey. That's all you got to do. Read the page after that. Hello, Keenan. How's it going? Is there interactive gifts on Twitch? So Twitch has bits. I think Twitch should add a gifting system. It's the best system. Twitch has bits, subscriptions, of course, ads, donations. Of course, Twitch has the advantage of being owned by Amazon. So many people link their Amazon Prime account. Hello, Jamie. Thanks for the hot me. Drip, hello as well. Again, if you guys want to see what's on the screen, WG_Mojo or TikTok Live with Harry on YouTube. If you guys want to see what's on the screen. Yeah, what were we talking about there? Yeah, I was just talking about interactive gifts on Twitch. Yeah. But again, here's the thing. And there's a lot of contradictions in play here with this scaled live reward system, right? In my opinion, I've said this many times. Again, this is not the first time I'm saying most of this stuff. In my opinion, the TikTok Live gifting system is the best donation system of any app, right? It's far better than bits. It's far better than super chats. It's just the most interactive system for sending somebody money. I don't know if you guys agree, right? It's just the most interactive and the most fun way of sending somebody money, like from the viewer to the streamer. Like all sides enjoy it, right? Just the different things you can send, the animations in the chat, and just the variety you can send, right? And the different levels, just from a rose where the streamer gets half a cent to a TikTok universe where the streamer gets hundreds of dollars, you know. The TikTok live gifting system, objectively, if you don't talk about the cut, is the best system out there. Like, the problem seems to be the human beings who work at TikTok, right, are just incompetent. Again, they're poorly managed. Again, let's be clear. I'm sure the individual human beings are trying their best, right? It comes back to what I keep saying, that the person responsible for competently organizing a company is the CEO of the company. And over a number of years, we could probably list like 100 problems. And I have done videos in the past where I've listed problems, right? But the person responsible for messes like this is the CEO, right? So he needs to resign. But put it simply. Let's see, what's Kathy saying? Agencies actually do customer service and tech issues, human management for creators. I mean, again, I always encourage anybody to join a TikTok live agency. Not only can they get you a stream key, the stream key link here, but they'll help you, they'll protect you if you ever get falsely restricted or banned, and the good agencies will provide you with advice and support to help you grow your live stream. And the agencies have a direct line of contact with TikTok. So if you guys want your voice to be heard, like as a TikTok live streamer, be part of an agency. It will help your voice be heard. Very clear. Let's see. That's the countries that generate more dollars. Philippines and the US must definitely be two of the top top TikTok live markets, if that's the point. Yeah. Gift battles is the worst thing created on this app. I mean, that leads me to a point. Let me just directly quote what one of the other agency owners did. I spoke to a few different agency owners about the chaos that is occurring, right? So I think the goal of Skilled Live Rewards, and this is what the agency owner said to me, was they want live streaming to evolve beyond simple battles and gift requests. And I said this in the newsletter as well. Let me quote what I said in the newsletter. I understand the goal. TikTok wants to encourage people to consistently stream while building a loyal fan base. That is a noble goal, right? I always say, build a strong community. It's a noble goal, but the implementation is horrendous. And as I said, I just showed you guys, one person even made a petition against it. That is the problem. It's a noble goal. It's been Skilled Live Rewards. It's been horrendously implemented, in my opinion. That's the long and the short of it. Now, as I said, I think the TikTok Live gift system is the best donation system in the world. And here's the problem. I mentioned previously this video where I got the quote about the water, right? Where is it? Somewhere. This one. I got this quote directly from this video, which again another agency owner sent to me, from Quit the Build. So Quit the Build in this video, it's just at Quit the Build, all one word, if you want to check out his channel. In the video, it's talking about gamers being fed up and leaving for Twitch. And of course, let's be real. Twitch has its own problems. There's been multiple people complaining about Twitch on social media this week as well. Right? No platform is perfect. But he's talking about people quitting TikTok Live for Twitch. Now, the problem with that is there is millions of viewers still on TikTok, right? So, in my opinion, it's a noble cause, and I understand people will want to quit TikTok Live and switch to Twitch, and you can. You got free choice. You can do that. Somebody will fill the void, right? TikTok is the home of casual live streamers. So there's always new people coming in and trying it out, and a small percentage of those new people will go on to be successful TikTok live streamers. So for the people quitting for Twitch, unfortunately, like those viewers, some of them will watch you on Twitch, but most of them are just casual TikTok doom scrollers who will just stay on TikTok and watch a different gaming live stream. So despite the mess of these Skilled Live Rewards, I don't know what you guys think. It feels to me like the long-term impact, like if there'll be a negative impact if people will live stream less, I don't think there'll be much long-term negative impact for TikTok, and that's the problem. They're too powerful, right? And they know it. And unfortunately, they're shafting the creators because of that, right? TikTok knows they've got the viewership, right? And so they know there'll always be people willing to stream to that viewership. And of course, it's horrendously unethical from TikTok. And again, I'm not trying to be racist, but it's a Chinese-owned company. And I think it's clear. It's not a coincidence that the most unethical company is TikTok, and the Chinese-owned company. Anyway, let's break the rules again. Let's pull up the tweet while we're breaking the rules. Let's break the rules again. Cheers. Cheers. You guys just read what's on the screen while we break the rules. I hope this is not true, by the way. Like, I hope you actually are allowed to drink. But again, I did ask an agency owner just today, and he says it's true that you're not supposed to drink on stream. So again, let's just drink 2 liquids just to piss TikTok off. And of course, there's always the chance that TikTok reverts such things. I don't think I've ever heard of TikTok reverting changes, but there's a first for everything, as they always say, right? There is a first for everything. Keenan says, I've been getting restrictions all for nothing, just using Tickfinity. Yeah. Again, that's the problem with the scaled live reward system. You might get restricted up to 20% of the value of your gifts for no good reason. And again, let's be clear. Like, overall, TikTok has no issue with Tickfinity. Sometimes you can implement Tickfinity in ways that break the rules. So obviously, just look in the live center on the app, read the rules, try and follow them. You'll probably get restricted anyway because of how bad the AI is. Can you explain what's going on? Raton, if you just rewind to the start of the stream maybe. But I mean, just briefly again, just for anyone joining, we're discussing this, the scaled live rewards. Basically for US, Filipino creators, Filipina creators. There's a new gift system. Instead of 50-50 split on your diamonds, it could be as low as 20%. It could be as low as 0% if you get restricted. But basically, if you stream for over 25 minutes once a week, you'll only get 44% of the diamonds, of the diamond value, instead of 50-50, right? As a base. Now it can go up to 53. And again, you rewind to the start of the stream if you want to know more. This is called Scaled Live Rewards. Again, there's a link. I'll put the link in the description of the YouTube video. How can you add music to Tickfinity while streaming? So that is a simple one. And Tiffany, if you want to head over to WG_Mojo or TikTok Live with Harry on YouTube, you guys can hear I've got music in the background right now, and it's really simple. All I've done is I've just opened Spotify. I'm playing copyright-free music in the background, and that's all really, right? Just make sure your headset is being picked up by Live Studio or OBS or Streamlabs. That's the simplest way of doing it, and I like to keep things simple. So yeah, if you want to play music in the background while you're streaming, just open Spotify, play Spotify. Again, if you want to be cautious like me, play copyright-free music. I'm playing Stream Beats, and just make sure your headset's added to Live Studio. Simple. Basically, as if you're normally listening to music. Now this is an interesting one from Itza. Do you think shadow banning is a thing? And that was interestingly, that was one of the other things that I put on the newsletter this week. And in general, no is the answer. I don't think shadow banning is a thing. So here's the tweet from Jack Appleby. And this was about Instagram, but it's really relevant to every platform. He says, you're not shadow banned because shadow banning isn't real. Instagram confirmed it doesn't exist. And it's basically the same on every platform, right? If you're getting low views, then your content's not good enough. And it's as simple as that. I know it's hard, you know, it's harsh to hear, right? The reason I've got low views on some of on this live stream is because I don't stream much. And on the live tutorials, I'm just streaming with a camera and nothing else, right? Objectively, there's always something you can do to improve your live stream and your video content. You're not shadow banned, you just need to improve your content. And again, this applies to me too, right? This is why I've got relatively low viewers here as well, right? When compared to other live streams. There's a lot of things you can do to improve your content. For me, it would be streaming more and being more consistent. It would be one of the key things. Yeah, Stream Beats by Harris Heller. It's copyright-free music. It's fantastic. You're listening to it right now. Various playlists. You've got EDM. You've got lo-fi, which is what you're listening to right now. But yeah, so there's a difference between a shadow ban. And now, to me, the word shadow ban means you're restricted without them telling you. Than just an outright restriction where they'll tell you, right? Of course, TikTok restricts people and tells them all the time. It does get more complicated than that, right? But in general, I don't believe in the concept of a shadow ban. Like not in the way that a lot of people say it. They just say, "Oh, my views are low. I'm shadow banned." You're not shadow banned. Your content's just not good enough. And I'm not picking out anybody in particular. I'm talking to me as well, right? To all of us. I don't think shadow banning is a thing for 99.9% of cases. I've not heard of any Jamaican agencies to answer the Jamaican agency question. Keenan, keep it as simple as possible, right? Try and think what is the simplest solution for me. It's different for everyone, right? But I mean, basically, if if you're gaming as well, right? If the viewers can hear your game, if you just play Spotify as well, they'll almost certainly be able to hear your Spotify as well. Or again, that's my philosophy when it comes to live streaming. I always just try and keep it as simple as possible. There is definitely other ways you can stream music, right? Like in OBS, you can add a media source, and you could do it that way. But that complicates things. B technicians are used to say for my stream. I feel it's fine. Good. Yeah. Again, Harris Heller in general has some fantastic resources, and Streambeats is one of them. I'll just briefly show you guys it. Right. This is Streambeats Lo-Fi. It's just a Spotify playlist. I mean, look at the amount of lo-fi. How many tracks is it? We're on shuffle here. We're shuffling about 600 tracks here through Streambeats Lo-Fi, and I think it's just fantastic. Just chill lo-fi music, just to play in the background. Right, what do you guys think? Like, just in general about Skilled Live Rewards. We usually stream about an hour, so we'll stay live for like 10 more minutes. I think I've really shared everything. I think I've shared most of my general thoughts about this Skilled Live Rewards thing. Again, let's be clear, it's US, Philippines, a few other smaller countries right now. But if you're not in one of those countries, you can for sure expect it to be rolled out to your country at some point in the future. Keenan's mostly DJing, fair enough. Yeah, I can't say I got much experience of like DJing because I came from a gaming stream background as well. Now let me show my Discord server. Whenever somebody says I have a question, this is what I direct them to in my Discord server. Where is it? So it's the Can You Help Me channel, this one here. So if somebody in my Discord server says I have a question, I direct them to this channel, because usually it's Can You Help Me? So the answer to I have a question is no, I can't help you. And I cannot help you because you haven't told me what you need help with. In other words, ask the question instead of saying you have one. I'm not singling you out. Hundreds of people have done that in my live stream and in my Discord server. My blonde hair guy to stream. That's how I started out with the TikTok Live with Harry YouTube channel. Like, people were just asking me questions about live streaming, and I just made a video. I made some video guides on the gaming channel, and I found I was good at teaching live streaming. So if you want to make my blonde hair guide to streaming, go for it. You know, you never know what you might be good at. How do I stream on TikTok using OBS? Yeah, great question. You need a stream key, right? That's your starting point. It's this link here. It should be in the description in my bio. And then just check the videos tab, A14. So you'll have to scroll down a bit. Maybe just Control F for OBS. There's an OBS. It's the 2024 guide. I'll probably release a 2025 guide at some point. There's a 2024 OBS streaming guide So you can just watch that one, or you can watch one of the ATOM multi guides. There's so many. Watch either the ATOM multi guide or the 2024 OBS guide. There's so many ways you can stream from OBS. I mean, you can use Restream now. You can use SE Live. I've not even done my SE Live guide yet. There's quite a few different ways to stream from OBS to TikTok. So here's the thing, Kathy. When it comes to having my own agency, I tried to make an agency. This was I think 2 years ago now. And basically TikTok just ignored the application for 6 months and then rejected it. And I just couldn't be bothered. I just didn't want to do another application. Now that's partly because I basically just changed my, I basically decided to go a different way after that. And I basically just partnered with a bunch of other agencies and made my list of agencies instead, right? And again, I'll just show you guys the list of agencies. I'll show this most times, right? So I instead just partnered with a bunch of agencies. I'll show you guys the list. And made this list instead, right? So I've partnered with like Atomic and FTTV. These are probably my main two who I work with. But I got this full list. FTTV is a lot on this list, but I've got this list that covers most countries. So yeah, I did try and make an agency. TikTok just rejected it. Now I don't think there is unfortunately any South African agencies, but if you go on this website, guys, and read this section, it'll give you a few tips on how to try and find an agency. I think, yeah, I asked you for LATAM agencies, yeah. The Latin American agency I've got now is just FTTV, because FTTV has expanded globally. So it's, you know, now it's just easy to recommend an agency that I already work with. Yeah, I don't think there's any South African agencies. I don't think they've rolled out the system into South Africa yet. I got you're invited in my DMs. I applied, but after that, nothing happened. Invited to what, Lexa? What did you get invited to? I don't know what you're referring to. YouTube is throttling the stream with adverts every few minutes. I did set that myself, but it just doesn't tell you how often they run the adverts. How often are you getting the adverts? Like I set it to run adverts every so often, but it doesn't tell you how often. Are you talking about every 2 minutes, Charms? Every 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Like what's the frequency in terms of that? I got a message from like TikTok official. I mean, I don't know what you're referring to, right? But just again, just be careful in terms of scams and stuff, right? Of course, you might have a proper message from TikTok, but I really don't know what you're referring to. So I applied to create an agency, Kathy, through the official process, TikTok Live Backstage, and then they basically rejected it after like 6 months. And yes, I made a UK limited company, Kathy, to do the application. I followed all the steps you were supposed to, right? I made a limited UK company, filled in all the information required, and they rejected it. Anyway, I'm not interested in creating an agency, right? They would probably accept it if I tried again, but I'm not currently interested in creating an agency. I honestly, like, an agency would be very time intensive, and I'm kind of grateful that I've got quite a bit of time freedom now, and I don't really need an agency. And again, it's now easier for me just to partner with agencies, to put it simple. I don't think there's a way, Keenan, for you to join an agency if you're in South Africa, because the agencies are country locked. There's no way around that because the TikTok system detects it. The TikTok Live Backstage detects it. Yeah, I tried, Kathy, but again, again, let's pull this tweet up again. It's this, right? This guy doesn't know how to competently organize a company. That is the blunt truth, right? And he needs to resign. There's no way it should take a company. Again, how many different examples have we given of how incompetent incompetently TikTok's organized? We've given like probably 4 or 5 examples just in this live stream. The fact it took them 6 months to reject my application to make an agency is just another example of how this guy does not know how to structure a company competently, as I put in this tweet. This is another example. The TikTok support account on X, which replies once every, week if you're lucky. I'm not sure about Jamaica, but in general, again, go on the website. I'll show you guys. Go on the website, read this section. Scroll down the page and read this section. These are my best tips. You can look for a TikTok Live Jamaica account and just search for a TikTok Live agency on Google. Try an AI chatbot as well. I've not really updated it, but see, try Grok or ChatGPT and see if they can find you an agency. Off the top of my head, I don't know of any agencies. Again, I'm thirsty again. Let's break the rules again. Let's pull up, just for fun, let's pull up the tweet while we're breaking the rules. Supposedly breaking the rules. Cheers. So Keaton, luckily for you, there's multiple ways to stream from OBS, and there's multiple ways to stream without Live Studio now, right? So one thing you can do is Streamlabs. So you can go look at one of my Streamlabs guides. Another thing you can do is use the SE Live plugin. So Stream Elements Multi-Streaming. Type that into Google. I think I'd recommend one of those two. You could just use Streamlabs Desktop, or so either Streamlabs Desktop or Stream Elements Multi-Streaming. Just look up one of those two, and so that if you don't want to use Live Studio, you could do one of those. Simple. People are saying it's false. Let me show you this response from Matt on X. It says, can't tell which agency owner. I have 4 agency owners right now who are saying your information is completely false. I hope it's false. I do hope it's false, but it would seem crazy if it was true. I'll show them the original source. I'll reply when we're done. Anyway, guys, if you got any final questions, we usually just stream about an hour. So if you guys have any final thoughts or comments, drop them in the chat and let me know. I mean, it does sound false, like banning people from drinking, right? But like, that's what they told me. That's what I was told. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, I'll deal with it afterwards. Anyway, yeah. I think we've covered everything. I think we've covered everything in depth there. Again, this Scaled Live Rewards article, it should be linked in the description, right? So if you guys want more information on it, if you guys don't know it, I've put it in the description. If you want to ask any Minecraft specific questions, I recommend the Tickfinity Discord. You can also just ask an AI chatbot. They're pretty good with Minecraft commands, like ask ChatGPT or Grok. They're pretty good with Minecraft commands. Right, anyway, guys, if anybody's watching this back as a VOD, but type a comment as well, right? Because I'm curious to hear people's comments. Interesting week for TikTok Live, to put it lightly. Anyway, guys, take care, guys. I will see you guys another time.